You're not going to like my moniker, but it's make the Gators great again. Okay? And that is going with old Urban and Tebow tag team.
Oh, God.
That is my number one on the wish list. I also think it's a real possibility. Now,
Do you really?
I do. Nobody's talking about it, so I'm going to take credit for it. All the videos and all the articles I've read, nobody's talking about it. But if people remember, Urban tried to get Tebow in as an assistant coach. Tebow was still had his football dreams, and so he declined. But he wanted to get Tebow in as an assistant coach.
Where, at Ohio State?
Yeah. And so that was a thing. That was a real thing. And it's just a familiarity, and knowing that Urban can coach. You got the whole Tebow thing. Urban brings the edge and the streets, and Tebow is going to bring the man from above. It's just a marriage, man. And I'm ready. I would sign up yesterday for that. Top 5 Billy Napier replacements.
Okay, what do we got?
Yes. Now, again, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of watching. There's a lot of clamor for one guy. He's not on my list, but I'm going to tell you who it is. John Gruden.
Yeah.
A lot of folks want John Gruden.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go from Billy to John. And it's not even about going from Billy to John Gruden. It's about going from, the 3 to 4 coaches we had even before Billy, then Billy, and then you just can't do it. You cannot miss. You can't take a chance, that big of a chance on this next guy, because all of the other SEC coaches and period coaches in Florida and all of that, they can point towards John. Like when you're talking to a recruit, and it's like, hey, you want to play for that racist bastard? Did you not hear what he said?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
I agree. I mean, hey, I said, I think 2 weeks ago, like John Gruden should not be in football again.
It's too fresh.
The door should be closed. It's not too fresh. It's who he is.
Yeah.
Like that. That's my biggest indictment. You are this person. We get what you are. You should not be welcome in football. You should, that's like.
And I know he can coach football.
Black.
He could coach thousands of circles around Billy. But I just can't take it.
And that being said, Juan and I were talking Sunday night about Gruden, and it's like to me. The pitch on Gruden is this: NFL guy, winning Super Bowl champion. He's got a pedigree.
Yeah,
he's got experience.
Quarterback whisper, all that.
Quarterback whisper. The other thing is because he does his kind of like draft and QB thing. Mm-hmm. He does expose himself to the college game quite a bit in terms of analyzing. So it's not like he's going to be in uncharted territory.
Right.
He is a charismatic guy, a good interview. He coached with the Bucks. He has ties to the state. So you can kind of wrap all that together. And the thing that the two other factors that I thought are really big in his favor is, number one, he's immediately available.
Yes. And he's in Tampa. He lives in Tampa.
Right. So any big time coach that you're looking at, and we'll talk about your list momentarily, they've probably got a job.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be busy. If they're really good, they're going to be busy until late January, maybe February. So that's something you got to consider.
Yeah.
And then the other thing in connection with that is he's immediately available, and he kind of represents the opposite of Napier in this respect. Napier was the guy that kind of came from the smaller, lower tier of college football into the big time, and it hasn't gone well. And so, now you're getting this kind of name that everybody knows, and it'll create a certain energy. I think, again, my position is he shouldn't be welcome back personally, but I can see that if you put the elements I just discussed as a package, there's a certain appeal to that.
Exactly. No. I that's why he didn't make my list. I completely agree with you on the positives and negatives. Now, to my list.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 5. I cheated. It's a 2-way tie. I got Todd Monken and Joe Brady. Now, Todd Monken is the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Joe Brady is the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
So
Okay,
two NFL guys.
two
coming
NFL
down.
guys.
But Brady was on the great LSU staff of
There you go. So
2019.
SEC pedigree.
What is Monken's background? I don't know it as well.
I don't know it as well either. I basically know his NFL pedigree, but I have been on that video I was watching. They said that he has some college football ties as well. Okay. Now, again, I like both of those because the one trick as well is you want to retain as many recruits in the class that you have as possible. And I feel like if you get somebody with some NFL pedigree, especially those guys who are coming from like prominent offenses and they have these both teams have the quarterbacks, the dual threat quarterbacks. So I like all of that. Top Monken is Georgia. He was the
he's at Georgia. Okay.
offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Georgia. So both guys have the SEC
on the
pedigree.
title teams or
2020. Yeah, he was with
with Kirby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean those are solid names. Again, they have experience using mobile quarterbacks that they can take to the Gators. I also like the idea that most guys, unless they're purely motivated by NIL money, should be motivated to go to the league.
You know what I mean?
And these are two guys that are very familiar with what that standard looks like.
Okay. Number 4, and I wanted to put him at number 5, but I put him at number 4 just at the heat of the moment. Okay, and that's Alex, the USF head coach. Okay,
the guy that just beat you.
The guy just beat. Gotta just beat us. If you can't beat him, join him. If you can't beat him, hire him. And
he'd become the new KD of college football.
and honestly, he should have been number 5 on this list, not my number 4. But he's another guy that's coming from a smaller school up top. But the difference is he's beat a couple of big schools. He has another opportunity this week. And when you do hear him talk, and as I have in the past couple of weeks, like I don't know, it's something that draws me into him.
No, he definitely there's something there. There's an energy. He doesn't look like the coolest guy.
He
in the
doesn't
world.
look like it at all.
Yeah, but like when he gets talking, he's very passionate. You can see that. The team seems to play with that. And my understanding is like he actually came from high school into the college game and then got to the USF job, which I think is his first college level head job.
I think so.
I'm
Head
mistaken.
job. Yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
So I mean, he's definitely a riser with what he's done. How many years has he been at USF though? That I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Let me see here. Alex, USF coach, career. So he's been there since 2022.
Okay, a couple years.
He was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee.
Okay.
Before becoming the head coach at USF. Okay.
I mean, he looks the part of a rising guy. I don't think it would necessarily be a bad hire, but it also kind of has that dynamic of introducing a guy to the big time, and that may be a
and
concern
we just did
optically.
that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We just did that.
The optics could be tough on that.
All right. Now, coming in at number 3, I have Dion. I have Dion. Dion, Florida guy.
The charlatan.
People think like, okay, he went to Florida State, he'll never go to the Gator. But again, Florida State spurned him. He's talked about that.
If he were to pursue and get the Gator job, that would be like the ultimate statement that like he just literally has no ties to Florida State anymore.
Yeah.
If he were to take that job.
Yeah. And we don't know that yet, right? Yeah. So that it depends. I think even if he took an interview, it would be like, you know what I mean? If even he was open to it.
If he entertained it, it's you know what I mean? It's a statement of petty.
Yeah. But we know what all Dion brings. But one thing I do like about Dion that Billy Napier refuses to do, he hires his coordinators and he allows them to do work. You know what I mean? And he's overseeing the manager.
It's tough to run everything when you're fighting cancer.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, health issues are really the only drawback for me.
I would put him at the bottom of the list.
You would?
Yeah. The more I listen to him, I agree with the guy that wrote the Dallas Cowboy book that he's just a charlatan.
Okay.
He just talks a good game and doesn't really deliver one. I think you're a fool if you buy in on him being the guy capable of rallying your program.
Okay. Okay.
And
Go ahead.
like, to be honest, if you're looking at Dion, football acumen aside, legitimate health concerns.
That's what I'm saying. Health for me is the
again, we found out about the cancer recently, but he's had the bad foot and the toe amputations. Like, he is not a healthy man.
Yeah, he may, after Colorado, he may just call it quits altogether. Now, we thought it was going to be because his sons and Travis was leaving, but he ended up proving us wrong. Came back to Colorado and stayed. And so, I think with the health issues, I think you're right. And I think after whatever, if he struggles again at Colorado, whether it's a year or two, I think he's just out of coaching altogether after that.
Yeah.
Coming in number 2, Lane Kiffin. I think that's just like just a layup in the park. If Lane is the guy, if he's the guy they target, if he's the guy they end up getting, it's just all smiles from a Gator fan base. And I believe Lane is the type of guy that would be able to retain this recruiting class and even add on. And I think that can work well.
He'll probably come with some Ole Miss transfers too.
That too.
Yeah.
All of that.
No, I mean, you can't go wrong with that
That's
choice.
what I'm saying.
I think that would be fine. Of the guys you've listed, though, honestly,
I got one more now, number 1. Go ahead.
Brady would be my top choice.
The Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills guy.
If you could get him, that would be my top choice.
Yeah, yeah.
He's young. He's in that part of his career where he would love to make a big splash. He's bright. He has some SEC experience from his time at LSU. And I think that he would come in there ready to just shake it up, ruffle feathers, and be a guy.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I
really like
you're
the
literally
Brady
like,
pick.
Kiffin, again, he's not that old a guy, but you're literally like act 4 of the Lane
He's
Kiffin
been around.
career.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, USC, the Raiders, Tennessee, Alabama assistant, FAU, Ole Miss. It's like he's been everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
He's a whore.
whatever.
He's dated every girl at the party.
He'll never be your guy. You're just borrowing Lane Kiffin.
He's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. All right. And I guess that's the one drawback for Lane. We just found it. Yeah. All right. Coming in at number 1. You're not gonna like my moniker, but it's make the Gators great again. Okay, and that is going with old Urban and Tebow tag team. Oh, God. That is my number 1 on the wish list. I also think it's a real possibility now.
Do you really?
I do. Nobody's talking about it, so I'm going to take credit for it. All the videos and all the articles I've read, nobody's talking about it. But if people remember, Urban tried to get Tebow in as an assistant coach. Tebow was still had his football dreams, and so he declined. But he wanted to get Tebow in as an assistant coach.
Where, at Ohio State?
Yeah. And so that was a thing. That was a real thing. And it's just a familiarity, and knowing that Urban can coach. You got the whole Tebow thing. Urban brings the edge and the streets, and Tebow is going to bring the man from above. It's just a marriage, man. And I'm ready. I would sign up yesterday for that. I know you're a little cold on that. You still like Brady
I'm
over
not
that.
cold. I have rigor mortis. I mean, that's just. I think that's like the worst possible thing.
Get out of town, man.
No, I literally do. Urban Meyer is not the same guy from the early 2000s.
He would be with us.
He's a docile,
He's
foolish,
ours.
old man who's been disgraced and lost his swagger with his time in Jacksonville. Tebow's not a swagger guy.
He had the funny joke on Paul Feinbaum about the hair. That's
It's a rare bit of comedic. That's not swagger. This man's performed more circumcisions than he has jokes. Like, this is, and he's displayed no acumen for coaching, no interest in it. I mean, and here's really why I think that's the wrong thing to do. When you're like building a thing and you got to build this, like, you cannot like keep trying to go back to a time that doesn't exist anymore. You have to forge something that's new and original, and this is who we are. And that's why I like Brady. Because I think he's young,
I like
he's
Brady
bright,
too.
and it's just like we're building the new Gators in the new era of NIL and whatever. We're not inviting old dudes back to kind of rekindle some past glory. That's not it.
You know what the problem with that is?
What?
The problem with that is it has to work. And new is
What has to work?
New is whatever we get into the next
For
next
sure.
chapter.
Yeah,
that's
the job.
But it is, but it ain't. Because it's like I feel like there's a chance, like if the next thing doesn't work, like we go into a slammer, like we may disappear for a while because and so it's just it has to work, and so new is scary. I like Joe, and I like Monken, and all of these, the USF guy. Like I like those guys. Joe being the most that I like, but it's like it's new, so it's scary. It's like okay, it has a chance that it doesn't work. The last couple of guys we had were new, other than Dan Mullen, and so it's like I don't know. Sign me up for Joe if we get Joe. But you understand what I'm saying a little bit.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, but ultimately, that's the mentality that I think you need to run from.
Okay.
Is I think you need to be bold and new and get a guy that's ready to kill right now.